Okay, so I'm going to start from the bottom. We only need one patch for the centerpiece of the 3.5-inch squares. So I'm just going to put this on there and cut it out real quick. I already got my lines drawn on here because we've used this one before. Here, I'll move this to get it better. And over. So there's my one patch of that. That's done. I need die number 3 from the 6-inch cube. That's not right. Maybe it's right. Yes, it is right. But it's the wrong die. It is... No, it's the right one. I'm second guessing myself here. The pattern's right. I'm just confusing myself. And so we need 4 of these. So I'm just going to fold it over like this.
It is pretty fabric, the bubble gum.
It is. I love the Paintbrush Studios. It's such a wonderful feel to it. If you haven't used it, I highly recommend it.
And I think we put it in the catalog.
We did. With a link, you can click on the picture and it will take you right to the product.
So you can go and look at them.
So 4 of those. And the rest is rotary cut. So I'm just going to move this out of my way. See how nice and tidy that folds up? Okay, so we need 4 patches of this 3.5 by 1.5. And so I'm just going to go off the salvage edge here. And let me think about this for a second. I'm not going to do it that way.
How do they get the pattern, Joan?
So they go out to the website. It is free, and there is a button where you can just download these.
Okay.
So
Well, we put it at the top.
I am going to square up this fabric. It's not quite cut straight. So I'm actually lining up with my salvage, and then I'm going to move over as close to the edge here as I can. And the reason I'm not just cutting it straight off of the salvage is because I want the straight grain to be on the long side of this piece of fabric. And so I am going to cut it 3.5 inches. So 3.5 by 1.5, and we need 4 of those.
Be sure and send us pictures. We are publishing a customers' pictures in the catalog, so definitely love to feature your work.
Rotary cutting instructions are right here on there, and
Okay.
it will tell you how big to cut.
Okay.
So use that. So that's done, and then I need 4 patches of the 2 3/8 half square triangles. So I'm just going to trim this now that I've already squared it up. Trim it down to 2 3/8. So there's that. I need 2 of them. again, 2 3/8. A little bit easier with a smaller ruler. Oh my gosh, yeah, this rotary cutter.
That anniversary one was really,
It's
really
hefty.
Nice. Yeah.
I mean, it's got some weight. And you can close it just like that. So there are my 4 of that. So that's all of the bubble gum. Save those for something else.
And if you got one of those in your sewing room, people aren't gonna be like, woo!
Wait, who are we talking about?
The rotary cutter. It's got some weight to it.
It does have some weight. And I am just lining up my ruler with the salvage here. Because I want this to be on the straight grain.
We have the best viewers on here. They said you're doing a good job.
We do have the best.
We have a great group.
And so 3.5 inches. And the reason that I'm cutting it 3.5, even though it's only a 1.5, because my straight grain is on the long side of this. So this is not going to stretch as I sew it. So the stretchy side is here. So that's key when you're making these kind of blocks. Even more so in larger pieces like a log cabin. And so I need 8 of these. So for speed, I'm just going to fold this over and cut 4 at a time. Trim off my salvage here.
Yeah, they really do have a great grip to them. The rotary cutter.
Oh, the rotary cutter? Oh, yeah.
Well, the ruler, too, for that matter. They stay in place.
They do. It's 4. And 8.
Yeah.
And then we need 12 of these. And that is 2 3/8. I'm going to cut this long strip, trim it down to 2 3/8. And it moved in the middle. Let me try that again. My fabric moved as I was putting it down, and it wasn't 2 3/8 in the middle portion. There we go. So how many layers? That would be 6, right? Can I do 6? I think I can.
Let's try it.
So there's
It's live.
4. What could possibly go wrong, right? And there's 6. So normally if I were cutting at home, I would not waste fabric like this. Line this up a little bit better. There we go. Trim off one side. Let's spin it around. 2 3/8. See, this is why AccuQuilt is so much better. But no dye, so this is what we do.
At least you got a good ruler and a good cutter.
That is key to quilting. And there are those. So we're all cut out. Oh, look, they came out the same size. That sometimes doesn't happen when I use a rotary cutter cutting like that. I get one that's a little bit bigger. So I'm not going to lay this out just yet. I'm going to sew some of these pieces together. And 4 of these together because I like to chain piece. There we go. So I've got my little handy magnetic guide. Again, I'm using the TL 2010. Just sliding that right on that mark. There actually is a 1/4 inch mark on this machine. It's very convenient. I love sewing straight stuff. I can just sew so fast.
So I want everyone to type in the comments on whatever platform you're on. What are you excited to do this year? It feels like we got like a whole year of catch up and we got to try to do something. So everybody should be excited for something. So if there's something you're looking forward to, let us know.
I'm looking forward to the quilt show.
There you go.
So if you go to the booth and I'm not there, it's because I'm shopping. And the last one of those.
That could even be more sewing time. Really.
Yeah, that too. Who else did a whole bunch of work on their house this year? Since you were stuck in it.
Does seem like we had to do some stuff to the house.
We did some stuff to the house this year.
We had to fix stuff.
And I'm just pressing these seams towards the dark. So since this wasn't made with AccuQuilt, I need to trim these corners off. That's another advantage. So I'm going to sew the other black portion. There's a 3. This is a 3. This is actually, if you take this corner piece out, this is a shoe fly or monkey wrench. And so instead of using, I'm serious, Robert. I'm not making a joke here.
Okay, all right.
So instead of 2 pieces, it has 3. So
fabric in them.
A monkey wrench. That's really a quilt block.
Oh, I know. It's just, it sounds fun.
Okay, so those pieces are done. So this one actually makes a triangle. So I have to sew these pieces like this. And then these get attached to it. Doesn't look like it's going to fit, does it? It will.
I guess there's a monkey in the wrench.
And so I need to sew that. Okay. I had to look at my pattern to see which side I'm going to sew that onto. And so, and don't forget, these videos are available on YouTube after, what is it, about a day? So I'm going to be sewing on to this side.
I usually get it up the next day.
Not to put any pressure on you. That's why we give you an extra day. So if you want to download the pattern, pick some fabrics out for yourself, and make this quilt, and go along.
Let's bring this over here. Trim these off. See how much time AccuQuilt saves you not having to do this? Alright, I just want to make sure I'm sewing this on the right way, so it's going to go like this. So just like that, and I'm lining that up with the corner. And we are lined up all the way around. So.
And if you take a little extra time just to feel the fabric, you're okay. You're in the norm.
That is normal. It is a really nice fabric. If I haven't already said that enough times. Okay. So these are almost done. Okay. Final step of this one. So I did pretty good. It lines up pretty well. So you can see how rotary cutting versus AccuQuilt. So not bad. I would definitely not mix, I think. So I know that my rotary cutting or my AccuQuilt is correct. So see, there's a little bit of a seam, a gap here. Let me get it lined up pretty well. And so what I'm going to do is use the pink, the AccuQuilt piece as my guide as I'm sewing. So there should be enough room to catch that. Okay, so let's sew all of these together and then we can finish piecing, and then it's just a 9 patch. Okay, so with this, I'm lining up these corners, this side, and then I'm using this as the guide, the AccuQuilt cut piece, because I know that that's absolutely correct.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
everybody's liking the bright colors. I think that's a sign of, you know, spring is here and
Yeah.
we all want to get out and bright, vibrant colors.
Absolutely.
The pink and the black go together really well, or bubblegum and black. Hubba Bubba and black.
Hubba bubba.
Shout out for some gum there.
So, and that's the gist of the
Look
layout.
at that.
It's a really
Looks
pretty
like a quilt block
It does look like a
with a
quilt
monkey
block.
wrench.
It's a monkey with a wrench. I have to do this step. I don't know about you, but I have to lay these out like this because if I don't, I will be demoing that automated seam ripper.
Test it out on your block.
Yeah, I'd rather not. I do like this thread because I can just pull them apart too. Let me just line up this edge here. Must have got one of my seams a little bit big. Okay, so I'm going to press these towards the outside. And then these towards the middle. Last little bit. This is a pretty easy block, and it is pretty too. I like this one. This would be great just to use this block and make just a repeating quilt. Because you get a lot of secondary patterns in this block as well. With this portion right here. So you get a block and like a square and a square. So somebody needs to make that and show us a picture. Because that would be a really pretty quilt. Okay, just ready for the final press. Doesn't that look good?
Yeah, those look really cool.
Then again, since we're using a sashing,
Get
I'm
your
just going to
steam
press
out there.
all of these.
Gotta let some steam off.
So I don't make a wet spot on my coat. Just dry that one. And there we go.
It's a really cool block.
It is.
Great
I like
colors.
this block.
All right. So that's
Great.
week 18
Week 18.
in the books.